Ще поживемо. Кілька ріжків є, і то добре.
So I have this feeling, don't know why,
А на крайняк
just have this feeling that if I sprint in there, I'm going to get attacked by a couple of bloodsuckers. And so I'm going to turn the light off. And not sprint in here. I can't see anything, by the way. Just for the record, I can't see anything either. Just managed to feel my way up the stairs, and then that's about it. Lovely. Had a feeling that's not gonna work. Had a feeling that's not gonna work. Although now I'm wondering. I don't have the sodding. No, I don't. Damn it. Don't have the grenades from the underbarrel grenade launcher.
А ти ще звідки? Там же драбина зламана. Ану, руки!
Свої. Мене капітан Станкевич прислав.
Капітан?
Yes.
Сталкера? З якого дива?
Look,
Мені
long
потрібен
story.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Ви його знайшли?
Не знаю. Можливо, командир надибав. Він пішов в систему резервного живлення шукати. Сказав, якщо запустити її, можна вибратися звідси. Даси
More than to
аптечку.
get out of here, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Мої вже все.
Yeah, here you go.
Лікуйся.
Все ж поживемо ще.
You're good. It was down here, wasn't it? Yeah, so here's the plan, right? We drop in. We go quiet as quiet can be. Door's locked, lovely. Just give me a second. Alright, there you go. That should be better on your end at least. Because I can't see squat in here. And I was told that the way to go about this is to be very quiet. Yeah. They're out there. I have to sneak past them. Now the one over there is sleeping. That one isn't sleeping. That one's the opposite of sleeping. It's pacing around nervously. probably very hungry. It's back. You really need to get out of there, buddy. Because if you don't get out of that... Oh, he's glitching. Lovely. It's just what we needed. Just what I needed. And just glitch all over the place. Another one walking, is it the same one as over there? I don't know. Okay, I reckon I can make it through. Probably. Okay. That did it. I don't know if he's looking this way or the other way. He's gone. Right, go, 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 go. I'm assuming there is a way to get... Yeah, there's probably a way to get over there. I'll go underneath through the stuff. Don't really want to do that though. You know, unless I absolutely have to, but I get the feeling I don't. Maybe I do. We will see. Most important thing, though, is to not fight those things unless... given no other option. I would very much prefer to be given an option. It's just a regular soldier. I thought this was one of the... I don't know, maybe a captain or something. I thought it was one of them, but no. Riadavoy, as they call it. That wasn't very fun.
That was not very fun. Let's try that again. Slightly different approach. But I also don't really see why that one just decided to attack me. And that one knew automatically where I was, while the others didn't. Just see, what do I have? Regular ammunition on it, right? Oh. Do you reckon we go down here for the loot? Gonna have to turn the light on for this. Seriously, that's it? That's all there is down here, a RMBW2X scope. That's all we have. Amazing. Now I'm wondering, is there any reason to continue down the little hallway of uselessness? I mean, truth be told, I also thought of another way to go about this, but it's not, let's just say it's not particularly fun to do. My thinking was, well, you're about to see what my thinking was. Oh my god, it's gonna work. It's gonna work and I hate it. No, it's not gonna work. They're not gonna appear. They just thought about appearing. Do I make a run for it? Because they're gonna be immune to the acid damage, right? They're not immune to the acid. Or they're just not allowed to go down here. One of the two. Either one works if you really think about it. And I did get one, so... I suppose that's fine. I could always use this to... get rid of the rest of them. 2 grenades as well. Takes about 45 rounds of the AK to eliminate the enemy properly, which is, you know, always nice. Didn't think I'd be fighting. Oh, lovely. It was waiting in ambush. Because of course he was. And then this is what I'm supposed to do now. Wait here and then... because I can't go out there and fight all of them. Oh, fuck. Well, that didn't work. Oh! No, now they've decided they can walk upon acid. I'm not having fun with this game anymore. And it's not because I'm dying, even if I went through all of this. It's been in the back of my head for the last, like, 10 episodes. And truth be told, I've moved on prior to recording this video already. I was just looking for a... I don't want to say excuse, but looking for the right moment. I wanted to like this game a lot, I really do, and I understand the reviews are, for the most part, positive. But this is just not for me. Yeah. Let me explain, okay? Get out of here and let me explain. I don't know what I was aiming for. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a big fan of this game. In retrospect and in all due honesty and everything. And this is going to be the final episode of Chapter 1. My intention is to return to this game once it gets a bit better. And maybe once I do some other things and get back to it with a slightly different perspective. Currently, there is a number of things that annoy the living daylights out of me. The difficulty and the way it scales and what it does to the world and to you as a character is one of them. Now, I've played Misery, I've played Anomaly, I've played Gamma, I've played Escape from Pripyat, all fairly difficult games, and I've played those games in Iron Man mode as well. And I had a lot of fun with them, because at no point in those games did I feel like I was trying to break the system, or I was trying to game the mechanics. I was surviving in the zone, and I felt like a stalker doing it, and it felt really good. Yeah? The only problem was the actual enemies, the situations, the difficulty itself, the scarcity of resources, etc., etc. In Stalker 2, there is none of that scarcity, even on the highest difficulty levels. There are ammunition boxes, medkits, everything you need out the wazoo. The difficulty comes from trying to game the system, trying to make sure that the detection bar doesn't go all the way up, trying to make sure that you find yourself in the correct spot next to a pool of acid while an enemy attacks you so that you mess up their pathfinding. And all of a sudden, I'm fighting in the zone looking at enemy pathfinding instead of trying to survive. Instead of trying to be immersed into the game, I'm thinking about breaking the AI and pathfinding all the time, because the game's idea of difficult is spawning 5 bloodsuckers in the room and having them chase after me at one random point. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I looked up this particular situation in the basement online, and it turns out the way to go past is to sneak past them. However, once you cross a certain threshold, they will immediately all know exactly where you are and they will come and chase you down. Because there's a script somewhere that you step on and that triggers them. However, you get a slightly better location to fight them than the main room that I initially fought them in, etc., etc. I don't like that at all. It's nonsense. It's stupid, right? There's a better way of doing it if you want to do it. You can do it like a chase sequence, right? This has been done in Metro. This has been done in a plethora of games like this. Dying Light comes to mind as well, although a very different game, but still a similar sort of scenario. You can do it as a chase sequence. You can do it as so many better ways, or in so many better ways, I should say, right? And yet, that just doesn't seem to happen, I'm afraid. And, there's not much I can do about that. Unfortunately. Yeah, I tried some of the mods as well. I'm not overly impressed by them either. It's still in sort of early stages for all of that, and I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not great, and I'm just not having a lot of fun with it. And I'm thinking about going back to S.T.A.L.K.E.R Gamma and playing that for a while, because that's a heck of a lot more interesting to me. It's a lot more immersive, and I have something very, very special prepared for that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But more on S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. The story and the quests are fine. The game visually looks pretty impressive. But then there's so many of these features that I just absolutely hate. The fact that when I fire off like 2 magazines worth of my AK ammunition, I need to run back to a mechanic to have it fixed. And there's no way to repair the gun on the field. At least clean it or something, right? No way to do that. The durability of everything is just unnecessarily low. Not to the point of it being difficult. It doesn't add difficulty. It just annoys me, right? It annoys me to the point where I need to stop what I'm doing, I need to stop having fun, and then run back and sell all my junk and repair all my stuff. And then on top of that, there's the economy, which is, again, not challenging, mostly just annoying. Because all the ammunition, all the medical supplies, all the weapons and armor and everything, they're not worth all that much, right? So you can sell them, you can keep some of them, that's fine. And there is a fine balance between, buying new weapons, upgrading existing ones, etc., etc. That's all well done, I don't mind all of that. What I do mind is the fact that there is so much of the bloody stuff. So it's not very expensive, but you need to lug like 10 rifles in your backpack to go sell them in order to get a little bit of, somewhat decent money. Or you can do quests, which pay out like relatively okay, which I suppose is fine. That's probably a better way of doing things, but the game also teases you with dropping like 3 fully functional SVDs at your feet and expects you to not pick up any of it. That's not what I like to do, sorry. I like to be a hoover on the battlefield and grab everything that's worth grabbing. And I had to drop stuff, and that's fine, it's the same in freaking, I don't know, Fallout, Skyrim, whatever. You are overburdened, probably the most often seen text in those games. And that's fine that that's here as well, but it's just annoying that I'm picking up all these top-tier medical items, equipment, grenades, whatever, and I go back and sell them and they're worth less than a piece of bread. Meh. And then we go over to how the game handles anomalies and enemies and stuff like that. I had, due to the difficulty level that I'm playing at, in a number of places and a number of times, I had tremendous difficulty progressing. Because the game involves you taking damage. That's how you progress. And I don't think that's very good game design, for one. Two, sometimes you just have to step on an anomaly or have to go through a little bit of damage, be it acid or fire or whatever, in order to progress. On normal difficulty, that's not a problem because it just takes, it chips away at your health a tiny bit. On higher difficulty levels, it takes off like half or 2/3 of your health, and it's really, really, really difficult to tell that that's where you're supposed to go. Because most of the situations where you take damage like that, you're not meant to go that way, you're meant to find another way around. But in this game, no. And on top of that, there's my least favourite anomaly of all of them, ever. The one where they spawn 3 enemies around you. And you shoot the enemies and then they just fade into ghosts and disappear. The worst part of it is I'm not sure that's how that's supposed to work. In some situations. In some it is. There's scripted events where that's supposed to work, but out on the field, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work all the time. I believe that's partially bugged from what I read. They're not all supposed to disappear like that. Maybe they are, I don't know. The fact that you can step on a bush that's, or whatever, on the side of the road that looks normal, indistinguishable from any other, whatever spot in the zone, and that will trigger enemies to spawn around you, and you can actually see them spawn in front of you, is abysmally bad game design to me. And I don't care that it's an anomaly, I don't care that it's the zone, I don't care that it's, it's Slav jank, it's supposed to be like that, whatever. It's not good. Gamma doesn't do it. EFP doesn't do it. Anomaly doesn't do it. Hell, I would argue the original Stalker trilogy didn't really do it either. I mean, except for some very, very specific instances in which it was done in a better way. And so, if I had to rate Stalker 2 on a scale of 1 to 10, which I never do for video games, I'd give it like a 6. Personally, for me, a 6, objectively, probably like a strong 7 or an 8 for most people. But it's just that, like I said, personally for me, there's so many of those little things that annoy the living hell out of me that I know for a lot of other people, they don't really mind them. They're like, right, it's just game design, But for a game that's this atmospheric and immersive, if I'm thinking, oh, that's just game design, that's just stupid game design, the game is ruined for me, right? Because I don't want to think about game design. I want to think about, I want to be immersed in the game. And for that reason, I'm going to call it quits here. I'm going to come back to this game later, because it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just can't do it anymore. I need to take a breather from it, I need to play something else, and I need to come back to it with a maybe different mindset, maybe with a few updates or something. But yeah. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Now, for the big announcement. If you stayed all the way through my ramblings, I'm going on vacation for the next 11 or 12 days or so. However, I have pre-prepared 2 videos to come out each day. One is going to be a Total War Warhammer series, which actually already started coming out yesterday, so that's going to be pretty fun. I had a lot of fun with that campaign, it was awesome. And the other is going to be Stalker Gamma. And for that, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it's going to be, but I did drop a trailer on the community Discord, so you can check that out. It's going to be freaking awesome, right? I have prepared a lot for this, and I had the help of some lovely people on several Gamma and Anomaly related Discords with both mods and just everything when it comes to this, and I think it's going to be, it sounds facetious and pompous and, whatever, arrogant maybe to say, But in terms of the atmosphere, the narration, the story, and everything, and the amount of effort that I put into it, not just the game itself, having that, you know, from the factory, quote unquote, from the get-go, but in terms of the amount of effort I put into it as a video series, I am confident that it's going to be the best thing that I've produced on this channel since its inception, right? Again, not talking about the objective quality of the game or, you know, the even the videos themselves, but just in terms of the amount of work that I had to put in and something that I produced from scratch, right? Maybe that's a better way of expressing what I'm thinking about. So in terms of producing stuff from scratch, this is the most I've ever done, and I'm really excited for it. Until then, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.